Okay, Clippers, Nuggets, game one. Just got done watching it. I have my notes lined up for everything I've went over throughout this game. We're gonna start off with this. We're gonna start off with the obvious. Bro, Nikola Jokic is such a threat with little to no answer. So Ty Lue called himself trying to play a chess game where he set Zubac out for like little lengths of periods of time, to let him rest up, things of that nature. But it don't matter if he was on the floor or not on the floor. You don't have an answer to someone like Jokic. Jokic makes the game so much easier for those around him. I don't believe that it makes any sense. It makes no sense how easy he makes the game for everyone else. When you have someone like him who can get the ball at any position, anywhere on that court, whether it's on the top of the key, in the paint, the midi, it don't matter where he's at. He's going to draw doubles. He's going to draw attention. All pairs of eyes are on Jokic at all times. It was a lot of situations in this game where Jokic, like Jamal Murray, has the ball, kicks it to Jokic in the paint, and then a double is drawn, kick out for a three. Listen. Jokic is such a problem. It makes no sense. How many doubles he drawn this game? How many attention he drew this game? It makes no sense how much of a threat he is. It's mind-boggling to me. It perplexes me sometimes. It just makes no sense. Now let's get to Russell Westbrook. Me personally, I am a huge fan of Russell Westbrook's game. The 110, the all gas, no brakes type of mentality, always hustling. He's Russell Westbrook the type of guy, he's always in the game. Whether he's on the offensive side or the defensive side, he's on that court. There's a lot of players, you might not, they don't do anything to point themselves out, be the differential of a game. Russell Westbrook is the type of guy where if he's on the floor, he's on the floor. But listen, Russell Westbrook made so many ill-advised decisions in this game. He's made a lot of good decisions, but there were a lot of poor decisions in this game I've watched. There was a sequence in the game where Jokic got the steal, kicked it up to Westbrook for the fast break, 2-on-1 situation for Westbrook at that. This man, any normal play, any normal man player would do. Okay, slow the offense down. Don't force a bad shot. Slow the offense down. Wait for your teammates to get up the court, and then try to figure out something from there. This man, Russell Westbrook, didn't look behind him. It was always in front. What's going on in front of me? There was no, man, let me wait on everyone else to catch back up to me. No, this man decides in a 2-on-1. Mind you, he's the one against two. He decided to go over the layup and missed it. There were so many situations in this game where Russell Westbrook had chances to slow the offense down. Don't take a dumb shot. Don't take a poor shot. Don't force anything. This man did the complete opposite of what he was supposed to do. There were so many situations in this game where Russell Westbrook gets the offensive rebound, which is such a positive for his team. You know what I'm saying? Other than Aaron Gordon, other than Jokic, Russell Westbrook is another option on his team that gets them more possessions, get them chances at second chance points. But there were so many times where this man was getting an offensive board and he's going right back up over a defender. Now, like I said, Westbrook makes a lot of good choices sometimes. In the fourth quarter, I believe I think the Clippers was up by 3 in the fourth quarter. Jokic drew a double, kicked it to Russell Westbrook in the corner for the 3, sealed the deal. Overtime we go. That was such a good shot from Russell Westbrook. Like I said, a lot of second chance points for this team with the offensive rebounds he was doing, the great defense. At the end, James Harden in overtime, James Harden was trying to get the ball on the inbound. Russell Westbrook deflects it, but somehow, some way, James Harden touched it last, and it went out of bounds. Now it's Nuggets ball. Shoot the free throws. GG's from there. Russ Westbrook made a lot of good choices, but it's so frustrating sometimes how he just has that all gas, no brakes mentality where it's no such thing as slow the game down. There's no such thing as be more patient. There's no such thing as take your time. It's always get this, get that, do this, do that. It's like, bro, I just don't understand the amount of Westbrook sometimes. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot of poor things, but I will admit this game specifically, he made up for the poor choices he made down the stretch. Well, especially at the end, like I said, with the James Harden inbound deflection, that was such a great, spectacular defensive play by Westbrook to force a turnover, and it sealed the game for them. Now, Jamal Murray, had a good game in my opinion. Had a good game. I did not like how down the stretch in this game, he was making some poor passes. One of the passes were, I believe it was, I forgot who it was, but the Clippers was doing this thing where once Jamal Murray got past half court, Kawhi was already the primary defender. And on top of Kawhi being your best perimeter defender on his team, you got your second best perimeter defender, Chris Dunn. And Tyronn Lue made Chris Dunn draw the double on Murray, which forces Murray to make a pass to someone else. One of the decisions he made was, I believe it was Westbrook or Aaron Gordon at the top of the free throw line, like right above the free throw line. I think Jamal Murray tried to make a pass inside there, and it got deflected back. I forgot who it was. I think it was Chris Dunn who deflected it, I guess. But the pass got deflected. Luckily, Jokic got the ball, recovered it. That was a slight error right there. But then it was another pass that Murray did down the stretch. I think it was literally like 2 possessions later. Murray decides to throw a lazy pass to Jokic, which gets deflected by Chris Dunn, and they get a bucket on the other end. Like I said, Murray's making a lot of good choices in this game. I will admit, made some good shots. But it was like them ill-advised passes down the stretch that made me kind of on edge about the game because, like I said, this is the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It was a very tight back and forth game in that fourth quarter and overtime. You cannot make poor choices like that in such late of a game. But like I said, in my opinion, Jamal Murray had a good game. It was a great game by him. It was just those 2 passes that made me a little bit of, on edge about everything. But other than that, like I said, he had a good game. Then we get into Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. These two were such a positive aspect for the Clippers all game long. But down the stretch in the fourth and overtime, James Harden made 2 clutch floaters. The first floater that was clutch was, I believe the Clippers was down by 2 in the fourth quarter. James Harden comes down the court, blow passes his defender, shoots a floater right over Jokic. It bounces off the rim, goes in. And that eventually sealed the Clippers into overtime. And then in overtime, I believe they were also down 2 again. He goes down the court once again, makes another floater. It's something about them floaters by James Harden, bro. They're unblockable, unstoppable. They're quick and they're so swift. You know what I'm saying? It's something about them floaters by him, man. You know, it's hard to defend those. It's hard to contest those. So, like I said, good game by Harden. Even though he made that ill-advised mistake at the end, it wasn't really his fault because the pass was coming to him. It wasn't like he caught the ball and it slipped out his hand or something. The pass got deflected, and somehow, some way, like I said, I watched the replay like 2 or 3 times. Somehow, some way, even though Westbrook deflected the ball at the same exact time as he did, somehow, some way, James Harden was the last one to touch it. That was crazy. Kawhi Leonard, being Kawhi Leonard, post you up in that midi, have his way with you on the mid-range, knocking down some clutch post fadeaways from the midi, playing some good defense. There was an instance where the Clippers had missed a shot. Kawhi Leonard got the offensive rebound, but at the same time he caught the ball, Aaron Gordon contested the rebound and pushed him out of bounds. The refs didn't call that. And like I say, it's playoff basketball, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, if I was the ref, I wouldn't call that either. It was a heated moment, 50-50 chance at the ball. It just so happened Aaron Gordon made a mistake and bumped him. He went out of bounds, so forth. Let's talk about Christian Braun. Let me talk about Christian Braun. So in overtime, Christian Braun knocked down a clutch 3. A clutch 3. Jokic had the ball, dishes to Christian Braun. Contested 3, knocked it down. But let's talk about the play before that. Christian Braun Looking like prime Dennis Rodman out there, sacrificing his body, saving that basketball the way he did. The Nuggets got a clutch steal. The ball was getting ready to go out of bounds. This man Christian Braun, no arm sleeves, no knee braces, no kneecap sleeves, none of the sort. Straight skin to wooden floor, sacrificing his body, putting his body on the line, looking like prime Dennis Rodman. You love to see it. You love to see it. That play was so beautiful in my eyes. Not only did the Clippers, got stopped, the Nuggets got a good stop, forced a turnover. Christian Braun sacrificing his body, and that eventually led to a Christian Braun 3 later on in that game. That was such a beautiful play by Christian Braun. I love the hustle. I love the player he's becoming too. At first, everyone looked at him as a shooter, a little knockdown shooter, you know what I'm saying? But now he's evolving into more of a defender, a 3-and-D type of guy. You love to see it. This is playoff basketball. It's a playoff atmosphere. Sacrifices has to be made. They have to be made. I love that play by Christian Braun saving that ball the way he did. That was so beautiful to me. I ain't gonna lie. I've never got that hyped in a game in a long time watching it, you know what I'm saying? I never got that hype before in a long time watching the game. That was such a beautiful play by Christian Braun. Props to Christian Braun. If it's anybody who's the MVP of that overtime sequence, it's Christian Braun. The whole overtime, Aaron Gordon, Christian Braun made a huge difference. Now let's talk about Aaron Gordon. There's a sequence in the fourth quarter. Jokic gets doubled. Kick it to Aaron Gordon on the left wing. Aaron Gordon knocks down a clutch 3 to get them up by 1. Yeah, but Aaron Gordon was such a bright spot in this game for the Nuggets. Great efficiency, high scoring game. I believe he ended the game with like 23 or 24 points. Excellent game by Aaron Gordon. Clutch rebounding, clutch buckets, clutch 3 in the fourth. Like I said, the rebounding was great too. There was many sequences in the fourth and overtime periods where I think the Nuggets was getting like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds in a row. It was so crazy to me. Russell Westbrook and Aaron Gordon was teeing up on the rebounds in the fourth quarter and overtime. So props to them too for that. But like I said, by far this is an amazing game to watch. A very competitive game, back and forth game, especially in the second half of the game. Very back and forth, very tough, grind and grit type of game. Nicholas Batum was knocking down some crazy threes. Yeah, it was a good game. Games like this are what makes me excited for a game 2, 3, 4, potentially 5, 6, 7, things of that nature. I have a feeling that even if I got the Nuggets win this series, Nuggets in 6, even if it might end in 5 or 4, this is such a good series. It makes me worry though for the Nuggets, because if y'all going back and forth like this with the Clippers, a team with not that much depth, imagine y'all play against the Lakers, the Timberwolves, the Thunder. Although they don't have that much depth as well, the Golden State Warriors, or a young and gunning team like the Rockets, or a sneaky team, the Grizzlies. So, series like this are what gives me sort of a pause for the Nuggets, because I'm still frustrated over the firing of Mike Malone. I would never even fathom that decision. I don't think I would ever fully understand that decision. I don't care if a coach loses the locker room. Give that man a chance to rebuild the trust in his team. You know what I'm saying? This is someone who led y'all to a good championship. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, bro. Don't get me started with that before I get frustrated even more. But this is my personal review. First video in terms of reviews on this channel. I'm going to start doing this way more now, starting this playoff run until the next season and so forth. But like I said, amazing game. a good grit game, you know what I'm saying, for both teams. A lot of ill-advised mistakes were being made, and a lot of clutch situations was happening. James Harden came up big. Kawhi came up big. Even the Russell Westbrook was making some ill-advised mistakes. He came up big in certain moments. Jokic is being Jokic. Aaron Gordon coming up big. Christian Brown coming up big. Jamal Murray coming up big. It was such a good game to watch. I'm excited for game 2. If you like the video, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, you know, I'm trying to get into more of a groove of this type of styles now on this channel. So yeah, I'm gonna holler at y'all with another video very soon. Right now, I'm watching this Detroit versus New York game right now. Oh my God, Mitch Robinson just dunked on that man. Holy, put back dunk on Isaiah Stewart. Holy. Yeah, right now I'm watching this New York game. It's 45-47 New York, so I'm about to get more into this game so I can do another review for this game. But like I said, if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all. Have a good day. God bless.